Once you've signed into Executive OS, you will be prompted to answer these 4 questions. This is extremely important to elaborate on these questions as much as possible. So the first one is your vision, the second is your mission, the third is the core values, and then your North Star. Once you're done with it, then this is what the dashboard looks like. You get your weekly insights. This all is specifically pertaining your vision, your mission, the values, and your North Star. So everything you add inside here, AI will take that and it will sort it out so that whatever tasks you allocate is in alignment with your North Star. Here you have your priority tasks. You can add a task in here, add a description if you want, due date, priority tags. You can add daily reminders up until the due date, how many notifications per day at specific times. Once you are done with the task, your complete tasks will layer on the right side. Then task optimization. So based on the tasks that you had and completed, you will find them here. What's important a lot of times when we are allocating effort and time towards a task, we don't always know how important is that task. So there's a little feedback loop here that helps to be in alignment with your North Star and the actions you should take. So based on that, if, for example, the proposal to create is something that I should continue with as part of my task list, that's fine. Should I delegate it? Should I automate it? Should I delete it? This is where this section will come in handy, depending on all your completed tasks. And this will also help you and help the AI to help you guide better moving forward, knowing what you shouldn't be doing. Then team feedback. As an executive, it's extremely important to ensure that your leadership is a great reflection on you, but also on the company. You add your feedback here. You can select the source where the feedback came from and you can drop the feedback in there. And then AI will take that and analyze that and feed that back into your overall mission alignment and how aligned that is with your North Star. You can do that on a daily basis or as much as you want to, depending on the amount of feedback you get from team members, good or bad. Then potential bottlenecks that would come up within your workflow management. Based on all your tasks, the time it takes you to complete those tasks, the AI will be able to recognize and pick up potential bottlenecks and start adding them in here. This is where you can see exactly how you should be thinking long-term wise, and also from a quick win strategy in alignment with your North Star, what that looks like with recommendations. Then you have a time block section. So let's say you've created a task today and it was to write a proposal, and there's some times to choose from. Let's say 25 minutes, and then you can start. So work focus mode is active, and it will also help you to block out certain links that you shouldn't be accessing at this time. So then you are in full focus mode for the time that you set, and also all your focus mode sessions will be saved at the bottom. Then you can talk to AI based on all of your tasks. For example, how should I prioritize my tasks today? And then you have the motivational settings. Now, as an executive, as a CEO, and as a founder, creator, entrepreneur, a lot of times we forget about the good feedback that we receive from clients, from colleagues, etc. And here's an opportunity to add them in. And you'll see the quote popping up on the right side of your screen, and this will happen continuously while operating the app. It will continuously rotate. Then we move into the journal. This is your journal dashboard. This is where you can track your current move, your overall ratings, your health rating, and your productivity, and then also your weekly progress insight with performance metrics. Again, this is all based on the North Star and the vision and the way you drive that vision with the mission. You've got your daily journal. You got the day on the left. What is the most important task for today? 3 things you're grateful for. Top affirmation for the day. Evening reflection. It was an average day. Mood rating. Mood felt a bit low, as an example. Health rating, it was good. And productivity rating, it was average. And then any wins for the day. You can add them in here and additional notes and save the entry. Now again, AI will take that. It will obviously plug it into your dashboard, but it will also bring it into the entire infrastructure here within your mission, vision, values, and how that fits into your North Star, and then provide you with wins to celebrate, areas to improve, and focus points for the following week. Then you also have a weekly review. So with a weekly review, you can say, what is the most important task from a planning point of view that needs to be achieved this week? What is the goals to review to achieve this week? Most important task was completed that week, and the weekly notes, and as well as a weekly reflection. So celebrate the wins, what didn't go well, and what needs to change. Then you also have your own AI journal coach, and here you can ask the coach about your day, your goals, your well-being, and get some feedback on that. You've also got a achievement system where your current streaks are, your recent badges, your next achievement, but also the weekly alignment score. How in alignment are you? This is your accountability hub. This is where you can invite a partner, add the email address, their name, and choose are they accountability partner with you on the journey, are they a mentor, are they a coach, and then you can give them permissions. Then moving into the leaderboard. So depending on all the accountability partners, whether it's friends, colleagues, etc., you invited, you can nudge each other, send each other some positive reinforcement, but also it will also show all your check-ins here. Then inside of your profile, you can choose your personality type, and AI will take that into consideration when responding to you, and all the feedback will be filtered around this lens. The same with your strengths, the same with your areas of growth that you know. Obviously AI will figure this out as you use the app, and then as well as your working style and your decision making style. You can update the profile accordingly and have that in there. And the same, if you want to look at all past data of your bottlenecks, it's also in here with your preferences, what music genre, what communication preference, and what stress management style. And again, guys, all of this is taking into consideration for AI to be able to help you manage your life best.
Have you ever found yourself drowning in daily tasks, feeling incredibly busy, but not truly productive towards your personal or professional goals? You see that big vision for your business, that North Star you're absolutely aiming for, but the daily grind, the consistent firefighting, it just pulls you off course. It's a common trap for founders and CEOs. So much noise, so many distractions, and so little time for what really moves the needle towards genuine growth and alignment. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm using Executive OS, our new AI-powered founders OS platform. We've been building out to take our strategic objectives, whether it's personally or professionally, from concept to structured reality, all within this one powerful platform. We're not just scratching the surface here. I'll walk you through the crucial stages on how to effectively plan your strategy within the app by embedding your personal mission, vision, values, and ultimately the North Star right into its AI core. I'll also show you how the agent actually builds momentum by ensuring your tasks are 100% aligned with that foundation, and importantly, how you can deploy your focus and energy for maximum impact. Quick disclaimer, I am not implying that you will reach any financial results, any specific outcomes, or achieve anything that we have while using the app. You use the app if you choose to in your own capacity at your own free will. This walkthrough is for educational and informational purposes only. What would it be like if every single week you could confidently know you're not just busy but making significant strides towards your biggest objectives? This video is specifically for founders, creators, entrepreneurs, and C-suite executives, people like you and me, who understand that true executive productivity isn't just about ticking off more tasks. It's about ensuring every action contributes to a larger, well-defined trajectory. A person can easily get lost in the operational weeds, feeling pulled in 1,000 directions, but when you have an AI system like Executive OS designed to filter everything through your unique strategic lens, you might find yourself experiencing a profound sense of effortless alignment and unstoppable progress. Whether you're trying to validate a new business idea with laser focus, or scale your current operations without diluting your core mission, or you just want to awaken that deep-seated drive by knowing you're consistently working on what truly matters most, this walkthrough will give you a clear, structured look on what that looks like. Forget the usual productivity hacks. Let's see how a personalized AI agent can actually work as your strategic partner. All right, so let's dive into Executive OS. Firstly, guys, the most important part is the planning. Now, by the way, I added a link for the planning prompt in the description at no cost for you guys to access and go through. But as you will see here, you've got the core architecture, the key user functionalities, memory and performance, API infrastructures, an expanded breakdown of your key user flows, also your scalability consideration with the security architecture and recommended build approach. I've also added, this is only if you use Lovable or Bolt, a 6-step to accrued app that you could also utilize while still having this prompt. So what I do, I usually go to whether it's ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, whichever one you choose to use. What we do, we first take that and we explain to the AI. We say, I'm looking to build this app to achieve this outcome. After we've explained that to the AI, we then ask the AI to feed that back to us so that we can get a understanding if the AI truly understands what it is we're looking to build. So I usually ask for a short synopsis. Once I get the short synopsis and I can sense that, right, that all makes sense, I then take this prompt and I go through everything here. I copy this and I paste that underneath inside of the chat, and I say, utilize this template and structure a prompt using these guidelines for the build of this website. And then I usually also say, and this is part of the prompting process here, that you mention the specific no-code platform you're going to build this app on. So in our case, it's Replit. So take this template, fill it out, and ensure that it applies by all the frameworks and methodologies within the logic that Replit has. Then what I do is I go to Replit and I paste in all the instructions from that prompt, and I just say create. And then say start building. Then what will happen is Replit will take you through the process, and it will also suggest certain add-ons if you choose to take them. Ultimately, it will help you to build the app. So let me show you what the process looks like. So here I posted the exact prompt like I just explained. So there's the concept, there's the problem solved, the target audience, the core value proposition, and then the core architecture. Now again, this is the entire template for you guys inside the description at no cost that we use, and then I just say create like I just showed you. So what will then happen is Replit will stop and will give you some suggestions, right? I didn't take some of the suggestions, so it will just tell itself that, look, I'm gonna perhaps do that later, and then it sets up everything and starts to build out the application on your behalf. Quite straightforward, quite simple. It's just going to require you to ensure that you understand exactly how to lead this Replit agent so that it's aligned with your vision. So let's jump into the app. Once you've signed into Executive OS, this is what it looks like. The app is going to prompt you to provide your vision. Guys, I would say go spend time on that first. Really take time. Take a Google Doc, as much information into that Google Doc as possible, and then take and copy and paste it in here. For example, for the vision, describe the future you want to create. And this doesn't necessarily have to be business related or professional orientation. It could also be personal. That's the nuance of this app. It takes your personal and professional vision and creates an entire infrastructure around helping you to achieve that, whatever that could be. So starting with your vision, describe the future you create. Basically paste that in there. The same with your mission. How do you want to achieve this vision? And then the values, like what principles guide your decision within the organization or your life, and you can add them in your North Star. Like what is the primary objective you're trying to reach within, let's say, the next 12 months or 6 months or whatever the case may be, that you want the AI agent to keep you accountable to. For the sake of this walkthrough, this is what the dashboard looks like. Now again, guys, depending on the information that you provide, a lot of that will be inside here already. So as a start, your dashboard will say your mission alignment, and this is a progress bar to actually show you how aligned you are with the mission and the objectives that you set out for yourself. It will show you how aligned you are with your objectives, right? How does that fit into your North Star? That's extremely important. Then you also get a productivity score based on the tasks you set out to complete, how you complete those tasks, how long you take to complete those tasks, etc. And then it will start to update the key wins for that week and areas for improvement for that week. And these can go down as many as the AI feels you need to see on your dashboard. Then we have tasks. So currently you've got active tasks and completed tasks. For the example of this, let's just say record YouTube video. You can add a description if you want, and then you can say the due date would be the 9th, right? Priority, it's low, medium or high. I'm just going to say it's low. Then you can add a tag. I'm just going to say this is Johnny AI YouTube. Then what we also built in here is smart notifications. So you can actually set how frequently you would like to be reminded to complete the specific task to keep you accountable, right? So whether it's a daily reminder, whether it's a weekly schedule or custom schedule. Let's say daily reminders, we want to have 5 notifications per day starting at 9 a.m. as an example. And then we can create the task. Once the task is created, you'll also see a priority widget on the side that says it's quite low priority. You can also delete the task. Mainly, once a task is added and you want to complete it, you just click on this little circle. Once you click that, task completed, and it moves over to task completed and shows you what tasks you've completed. This is great because the AI keeps this entire knowledge base in its own knowledge portfolio, and it will also help you guide tasks based on that. Then we also built in a task review and optimization section. This is extremely important. A lot of times as founders, as entrepreneurs, as CEOs, or any form of C-suite executive that manages a lot of tasks, you get to a place where you just don't know, should I be doing this, shouldn't I be doing this? And a lot of times we can just take it up, right? So what we did here was every single component of tasks that's already completed, we want to ensure that we can identify, do we either want to continue with these tasks? Do we want to delegate these tasks? Do we want to automate these tasks? Or do we actually want to delete these tasks from our daily to-dos? Now, take into consideration, the AI will then take that information and ensure that it instructs the entire operating system moving forward. So if I do something like write a proposal and I say, you know what, I want to delete this, I don't want to continue to do this, the AI will take that, it will delete that, and in future if I say write a proposal, it's going to notify me and say, hey man, look, you're not supposed to be doing this. This is not in alignment with your vision. You can't drive this with the mission, so you're not going to reach the North Star that you set out for yourself to reach by doing tasks like this. And that is the beauty of that. You'll also get an average alignment percentage at the top right corner based on the tasks that you've achieved or delegated. Then team feedback. This is extremely important. It's a small nuance we added. So let's say, for example, you run a department or it's your business as a whole. There's a lot of times you communicate with executive teams or leadership teams and you will get feedback. So depending on the culture that you've established, constructive feedback is a great feedback loop to see how are you leading and how are you helping to drive the vision for the business to the North Star. So here you can go and you can say, this is feedback I received from email, Slack, whatever. And you can say, let's use an example from email. I received a message from John saying, great work on XYZ. Then what will happen is you can add it and the AI will then analyze that team feedback and keep it in its knowledge portfolio. What will happen is if you start to lead in a specific way where things become a bit shaky or there's a bit of vulnerabilities towards the growth of whether it's the professional outcomes you're looking to achieve or the personal, it will remind you of that and it will help you to reflect on how could you lead better, essentially. Then we also have bottleneck analysis and workload management. This is extremely important. The AI will take all the tasks that you've done by the time that you've taken to complete those tasks and start to identify, look, these type of tasks will most probably be future bottlenecks. It will start to showcase it here. It will also give you, based on your task completion, what type of tasks you need to complete. It will also help you with improvements on it. It will also tell you the risks of that analysis, but also give you warnings. Let's say you needed to create a feedback loop within the core departments of the business, and that's a task you had, but you just don't seem to complete it, or when you do, you truly take forever to get it done. It will pop up here in your warnings and it will essentially tell you this type of task is a red light. Ensure that you mainly only focus on this task to get completed or change it up with other tasks. And then you'll also get an improvement plan exactly based on the potential bottlenecks and the tasks that still need to be done. That will be all in relation to the information you provided with, again, personal recommendations. Then we built in a time blocking focus mode. So let's say I need to record the video today. I can then say I want to take 25 minutes of deep focus without having to worry about anything, just focusing my time on that task at hand. We then can say start focus session. Now it will give you a timer and it will also help you to stay accountable to not access these specific links. And then based on that, let's say you're done with this session, it will also keep track of your sessions and seeing how long you actually take to execute specific tasks. Then you also have an AI executive assistant. This is extremely important. So you can speak to the assistant text or voice message, ensuring that you can communicate in relation to your daily tasks. For example, I said, how should I prioritize my tasks today? It helped me to effectively prioritize my tasks. We can also ask, why are you suggesting this? And tell you, based on XYZ, this is why I'm suggesting that. Then we also have motivation settings here at the bottom. It's just a small widget that pops up, you'll see on the side. And the thought process behind this is a lot of times we as executives get lost in either the vision or the operations, and we forget about the good that we have done for others, whether it is personally, professionally. We built this in so that you can add quotes from users in here. So I could say, John said, well done on the app, works great. Just say John. Now that testimonial is added, and it will start popping up here on the bottom right. So as you scroll and you work through the app, that is what will happen. Moving over to the journal section. So firstly, you'll have your journal dashboard. Extremely important here. We track your emotional state. Trends, so that's your current moods, your overall rating, your health rating, and your productivity. Based on that, you'll have weekly progress insights, important tasks, daily affirmations if you give yourself, and then performance metrics based on those. So this is what your daily journal looks like. You've got your date, and then you focus on morning, right? So if you're planning in the mornings, you can then identify what is the most important task you need to complete today. Then also add 3 things that you're grateful for at that current moment. And then if you want to give yourself an affirmation for the day to stay anchored to, you can also do that by pasting it in there. Then when your day is done and you are resting, you can go and you can evaluate and you can reflect on the day and say, based on my day, this is how it went, this is what I learned, etc. And then you can give yourself some ratings based on the day, whether it's your overall rating, whether it's your mood rating, your health rating, or your productivity rating. If you have any wins of the day that you've identified, you can add them in here and additional notes if there are. Then you have a weekly review section. You've got the planning section on the left and you've got the reflection section on the right. So whenever your week starts, you want to identify what is the most important task for the week and add it in. The AI could take that and bring that into your weekly planning. Then as well with the goals review, the same thing. What is the weekly goals that we need to achieve, whether it's personal or professional, and most important task was that completed in relation to it, and then some weekly notes to take into consideration as the week progresses. Then we also have a weekly reflection section. This is where you can tell yourself, what went great, what didn't go well, and what needs to change, and save it. You'll also have the history of every single week, and the AI will also take that all into consideration with this dashboard, but feed it back to the main dashboard here and help you to analyze to be able to move forward more efficiently and effectively. Then you also have your journal coach. This is an AI journal coach that you can chat to about your day and how you're feeling, and potentially if you need some motivation or encouragement on your specific daily progress. Moving over, we're moving to the achievements. The achievements section is quite self-explanatory. All your achievement scores, like your weekly alignment scores, your current streaks within the app, recent badges that you've achieved in the app, and your next achievement will be listed here to help you gamify and just help you keep accountable and make the process of actually documenting your lives data personally or professionally becomes a joy. Then we also have accountability in here. This is quite awesome. So you can invite a partner, add their email in there, you can add their name in there, and you can either say that accountability partner, maybe someone in your executive team, or is it a mentor? You've hired a coach and you want them to keep you accountable and also have some insights to what you do on a daily basis to also help you with additional insights alongside the AI, or you can just have a coach. It really depends. And you can give them certain permissions. They can view your reflections and your journal entries. They can view your tasks and progress, and they can send you accountability nudges to help you stay accountable and also view your overall progress metrics. Then you've got your accountability leaderboard. So let's say you have your entire executive team. You guys want to really up your personal development within the professional setting. Everyone's using the Executive OS app. They've got their tasks listed here. You guys can all add each other and you can make comments on each other to say something like, hey, great progress on the mindfulness, or whatever the case may be, and keep each other accountable and start ranking up with some positive reinforcement and some positive competition. Then all the recent check-ins will also show you. Then you can track how many times have Sarah checked in with me, okay, and what did that look like, etc. Then you have your profile. An important part here is the personality. So we've built this in that AI can help respond better to you. So they will take your personality type into consideration, so that the way they communicate, they have that as part of their thinking process. You can add your core strengths. Obviously AI will start to identify these itself, but if you know already, you add them in here. And areas for growth, the same thing. Your working style, your decision making style. You've got your bottlenecks analysis here as well, but also preferences. So what music genre do you listen to, what communication preferences do you have, and what stress management style do you lean towards more. That will help to be able to give the AI an understanding on how to coach and lead you better as well. So there you have it, a deep insider look on Executive OS and how it's structured to be more than just a productivity tool. It's your AI partner for strategic execution and achieving peak performance in life, in business, whichever area you choose to utilize it for. Imagine just for a moment, as you plan your next week, having that AI coach guiding you, helping you realize which activities will give you the highest leverage towards your North Star, and pinpointing those hidden bottlenecks before they derail you, and delivering those essential weekly insights. That's the kind of operational clarity and focused momentum that can truly change your growth trajectory. Now, to really get the most out of a system like this, or even just get clearer on your own strategic direction, effective planning is absolutely foundational. I've put together the exact planning prompt template I use to build the Executive OS apps and many others. It's structured to help you clearly define what the app should look like within its functionality. Guys, I can't stress this enough. Getting this mapped out is the critical first step. You can grab that template, again, completely free, using the link in the description below. And before we go, guys, here's something I'm pretty excited about. Executive OS is brand new, and we're looking for ambitious founders, creators, or C-suite execs to get early access at no cost for now, to really put it through its paces as beta testers. So if you're feeling drawn to achieving that form of effortless alignment between your daily actions and your big picture vision, and are willing to provide structured feedback, you might find yourself being one of the very first to experience how this AI can fundamentally transform your focus and productivity. If that sounds like you and you want a chance to get this early access to Executive OS, jump down in the comments below and just type beta test me. Also, let me know what your single biggest challenge is right now with staying strategically aligned with your long-term vision. And of course, if this walkthrough provided you with some valuable discernment, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want more practical, structured insights on using AI without the usual fluff and hype. Any other questions or aha moments about Executive M? Drop them in the comments too. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.